Rolling Stone.
Yes, he was.
Where he laid his hat was home. Oh, he left me was alone.
What was that?
That was Papa Was a Rolling Stone.
Nice.
Yeah. With Gil, we always like to put
a little
Papa.
more?
Just do a little more for
A little
Gil.
more?
Papa was a rolling stone. They left his hat was home. And when he died, oh, he left me alone.
Nice. Woo! Thank you, guys.
Welcome, Gil McKinney.
How you been?
Real good. How you been since last weekend?
Since last weekend. It's been so long.
I know. Real still pretty well
Have you
rested.
ever done a back-to-back weekend before?
No.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Glad you're here. Thanks, guys. It's kind of dark out there. I can't really see you that well, but it's okay. You're here. You're representing. Who here's from Texas? All right. I'm from Texas. That's right. I'm from a little town called Angleton. It's about an hour south of here. Born and raised. Moved to Los Angeles when I was 18, and I'm 22 now, so why are you laughing? It's not funny. Yeah, no, I'm really 24. I'm not, I'm 30, I'll be 36 next month. So I've been in, yeah, thank you. You should applaud that. I've been in Los Angeles almost as long as I was in Texas, so. But I'm still a Texan. Still a Texan at heart. This is a very this is a special show. My parents are here. They drove out today. Carol and Spike McKinney came out from Angleton just to see what this is all about, because I've been telling them, and they've been seeing some of the videos and pictures, but I told them you have to see it in person to really try to wrap your head around it, because it's a sight to be seen for sure. I've done, gosh, I don't know, this is like I kind of lost count at this point, but I started last year. DC was my first last spring, and thanks for dressing up. Stand up. Nice. You look comfortable. You are. That's good. Well, that's what it's about. It's about being comfortable. Right, Krista? How you been? Doing all right? Probably about 8 minutes. No, they're going to be here all weekend. They're going to hang out today some. They're going to come back tomorrow. My mom was super excited to see the Q&A. I don't know why, but she was super excited to see the Q&A, and they're going to come tomorrow night for the Saturday night special. So that'll be cool. They're not going to be here for karaoke, so behave yourselves now, and then you can misbehave tonight. Because, I mean, I'm always very well behaved, as you know. Right? I'm always pretty PG. So I'm going to keep it that way. Yeah, I'm super excited to be here. I'm glad you guys are here. It's good to be back in my home state. And I want to thank Creation for continuing to have me back. It's just been a whole lot of fun for me to get to travel and go to different cities and meet you guys. And this is one of the coolest things that's ever happened to me. I really mean that. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. So we're going to go ahead and do some questions, I think. Mainly because the last couple of shows, like, people start to get up and then there's like a long line, and then all of a sudden the band comes up and it's over, and I feel bad that I didn't get to some questions. So we're going to go ahead and get that started. And if anybody's scared to get up and ask a question, just do it. Because for me, that's what a lot of this has been about, is like, you know, I never know what's going to happen when I come out here. And I literally just walked backstage and heard Richard say my name, and it's just kind of like diving in head first. And I never know what I'm going to say. It's never planned. It's just kind of like, let's just dive in and don't think, just do it. So if you have a question and you want to get up, even if you're nervous or scared, that's all right, because I am too.
Come over to either side. We have mics on either side.
What was that?
There's mics on either side, so you can come over.
There's mics on either side of the stage. You can line up, ask anything. Well, my parents are here. Keep that in mind. But yeah, let's get started over here.
I was wondering if you could discuss your feelings as, with regard to Abaddon, and I can't think what her character name is.
Josie.
Yes. Could you discuss how you get into the reactions and so forth about that?
My interactions with Josie and/or Abaddon. It was a lot of fun. I love Elena. She and I have gotten to be very close friends through this whole thing, and apparently that's kind of what happens once you work on Supernatural and you come to these shows. Like everybody becomes, like, as you guys know, kind of like a family. And Elena and I have become very close friends through this whole thing. She lives very close to me in LA, and so in our personal lives, we check in on each other, and we help each other with auditions, which is nice, to have another actor that you trust and respect as much as I do with Elena. So, but in the beginning, I didn't know her. I didn't know her going into the whole thing. So it was a real pleasure to meet and work with her. And I feel like, and I felt like this. I don't know if this was more me wanting to add this to our play together, but I feel like Henry really has, and maybe has always had a crush on Josie. And Henry is a family man and a loyal husband, and I don't think that he would ever cross that line, but I think he would probably think about it from time to time when he's with her, because she's a beautiful woman, and he really cares for her. He cares for her friendship, and they're in this Men of Letters thing together, and going through this initiation process together. So, and then all of a sudden, as you know, things go horribly wrong, and she's trying to kill him. So I think, he wants to do everything he can to continue that relationship with her and to save her. And hopefully at some point in the future we get to see more of that play together. The last episode we did was really fun, just getting to kind of go back and do the flashback. And it was just, it was just so fun. On that episode, I didn't get to work with the guys, which was a little disappointing, but it was okay because I got to work with Elena, which was awesome, and I got to work with Misha as the director, so that was a lot of fun. Thank you. Hey.
I'm just wondering if you think the writers will be writing you back into the show somehow.
I hope so. I don't know. I wish I knew more. They tell us very, very little. It's the kind of thing where, they could call, next week and ask me if I'm available to come up the following week. And that's kind of how they operate. So I did get the opportunity to go to the 200th episode party, which was a lot of fun. And my wife and I went, we had a blast, and everybody was there, and we all hung out. And I got to interact with some of the producers, some that I didn't know that well. And some of them said some really nice things, and kind of gave me some hope that might happen at some point, but as of now, I don't know. So I thought it was unfair too.
Yeah.
I appreciate you saying that. I thought it was really unfair when I read my first episode and I died at the end. I was like so excited, and then all of a sudden I was like, really? That's it? Like, that's it? So we'll see. Did you guys like that? Yeah. Tame for Texas, I gotta say. Let's pick it up a notch. I was just in San Francisco last weekend, and they were a little rowdier than you guys, I gotta say. So that's not a good look. When San Francisco's beating Texas, come on. Let's pick up the energy here, people. Thank you.
Hi, long time no see.
What's up? How are you?
I'm good. Have a good flight back over here.
I checked out that little zip drive you gave me with the videos. Everything was great.
Oh, it works.
Yeah, appreciate that. Thank you.
Awesome. My question is...
Videos of me singing. Get your mind out of the gutter, people.
You said it. Maybe you weren't supposed to say that out. We all know you because you did Supernatural and Once Upon a Time. And what do you have coming out next?
You know, that's the one question that an unemployed actor fears the most, especially when you're on stage in front of a large group of people. I don't have anything to announce at this point. I hope that I do soon. You know, the way my career is, it's just, I mean, I could be on set next week. I really have no idea. So I don't have anything coming out anytime soon, but you know, I'm just enjoying being here and doing these conventions right now, and planning a temporary move to New York City soon. So yeah, I'm excited. I've been a handful of times, but I've never lived there, and it's something I've always wanted to do. So my mind's kind of focused on that, and I'll, you know, gonna see what auditions I can come up with in New York and pursue theater and that sort of thing too. So we'll see, but hopefully, I mean, I would love to come back on Supernatural, obviously, and Once Upon a Time, so we'll see. Hopefully the phone will be ringing at some point soon. Thank you. There we go, that's better.
Hi.
Hey.
My question is, I'm good, how are you?
I like your, what is that? Poncho.
Yeah, thank you. It's Walking Dead inspired.
Walking Dead inspired.
Yes.
Nice.
Good show.
Nice to see it.
My question is, how did you land your role on Supernatural?
Well, I got a call from my manager that I had an audition for Supernatural, and please don't take offense to this, but I said, "That's still on?" Because I really had no idea. I knew that it had been picked up. I knew it had a nice following and a nice run going, but I hadn't seen it in a long time, and so I really didn't know. And this was season 8 at this point, and so I was like, yeah, absolutely, I'd love to go in and read. And so the audition was at an office near next to Warner Brothers, which isn't far from where I live, and so I went over, and you know, it was 10 or so guys there with in the waiting room to meet the producers, and a lot of the guys I recognized from just, you know, auditioning, and it's a lot of times it's like usual suspects in there, you know. You see some of the same guys, some of them you like, some of them you don't. Some of them try to play like mind games with you. It's pretty funny. I think sometimes actors are worse than actresses, but yeah, so I digress. So yeah, so I went in, and I think I had 2 scenes to do. One was the scene in the motel room when Henry lands in the motel room. That was my first audition scene. And for the life of me, I can't remember what the second one was, but I left. I felt really good about it. I know Adam Glass was in the room because he wrote the episode and finally introduced Henry, which was a character he wanted to introduce for a long time. And I think Jeremy Carver might have been there, a couple other producers, and the casting director and an associate. And I felt good about it. I vividly remember driving away and calling my manager and saying, you know, I felt good. I don't know that I'm going to get it, though. Usually I get kind of a feeling if I think it's going to go my way, but I really had a hard time reading them. And so he called, and he said, a couple hours later, he called me back, and it's like, they're really into it. I think you might get this one, you know. And a few days later, I was on a plane to Vancouver. So it usually happens pretty fast like that with TV, you know. And yeah, I was super, super excited, but still had no idea about any of this and like what was going to happen next, you know. I just knew I was doing an episode of Supernatural, I guess playing the boy's grandfather. I don't know what that means, but I guess I'm a Winchester, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, it was wild. I mean, I hadn't auditioned for the show since it was a pilot. That was the only other time I auditioned for Supernatural was when it was a pilot. I read for Sam. I actually tested for Sam. So it took them 8 years to get back to me. But I felt like, you know, this was meant to be. Like, I didn't get Sam, but I was meant to be in Winchester, so it took them 8 years to call again, but it worked out the way it was supposed to. And I like to believe that the guys get their looks from me, so. Because they're all right. I mean, they're okay looking. So maybe you see it, I don't know, maybe you don't. They're not bad, but, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan, he gets his looks from me too. And I don't really claim that.
Nobody does. that you want from a director? I mean, I know that Misha directed you, but I don't know if, you know, that was normal direction or what you normally do in a director.
Yeah, Misha was terrible. He had no idea what he was doing. No, Misha was great. Misha was fantastic. You know, especially, I was surprised to hear that he had, other than doing some of his smaller projects and shorts and that sort of thing, I was surprised that he had never directed before, because I could tell that obviously he had spent a lot of time on set with this group and with the crew and everything, because he had obviously a very good relationship with them and a good ability to communicate with everybody, which was cool. And it is like a family type environment on set, so they all were very supportive of him and they wanted him to do really well. And so if he ever felt stuck or confused or whatever, someone was there right away to help him out, which was really cool. You don't always get that on shows. So Misha was fantastic. And the other cool thing about Misha, you know, sometimes it's nice being directed by an actor, because they talk to you more from an actor's point of view, you know, they kind of get it a little bit more. And so Misha was cool, you know, he would kind of, he was great because he was good about letting me do my thing, but then he also had his own ideas, and like, you know, we played around with it a little bit and tried it different ways, which is always fun. I like to be directed. I feel like I'm better. I want to know, like, what do you want? Like, help me figure it out, you know, because I don't know, I don't have all the answers, and I'm trying to figure that out. So it's nice when you have a director that can get in there and really like help you figure it out. And unfortunately, a lot of time in TV, especially if you're doing like a guest star on a show and you're just doing one episode, you don't get that sort of attention or that sort of like personal like connection. Yeah, Supernatural's a different kind of thing. Serge Ledouceur directed As Time Goes By, and he had never directed an episode either. He had been on the show, correct me if I'm wrong, I think since the pilot. You know, as a DP, and so he was getting directed to direct his first episode, and he was super excited, and I could tell he was nervous, and he really wanted it to be great, you know. And again, all the crew and the guys and everybody was there to support him and help him direct his first episode of Supernatural, which was really cool. And Serge even took the time, you know, before shooting to meet with me and call me, and we've had coffee a couple days before we started shooting to really talk about the character, which never happens, like, especially in TV. I mean, that's more like, you might have the time to do that on a film, you know, you would hope that a director would take the time to do that on a film, but a lot of time in our TV, it's just so fast, it's about like just getting it done, you know, I mean, so you don't get that sort of personal like help and attention, so. Yeah, I was very, very lucky with Serge and Misha on Supernatural to have that. So that's what I like. Thank you.
Hey. Supernatural has kind of a huge fan base. What's the best thing that they've done for you as an actor?
The best thing the fans have done for me as an actor, gosh, you guys have just been so wonderful. So many great things. Just showing up and like cheering, and no, I mean it, just showing up and cheering and asking, you know, coming up and asking questions and showing interest. And I mean, let's be honest, I've done 2 episodes of the show. Like, you know, they just, you know, what are they on, like 210 now or 200? I mean, they're well over 200 now. It's amazing. It's such an accomplishment for them. I've been lucky enough to be a part of 2, and you guys have welcomed me with open arms and sometimes very aggressively, and, which I like. Let's be honest. No, I really appreciate all the support, and you know, I wasn't on Twitter until I worked on Supernatural, and Adam Glass recommended that I get a Twitter account. You know, and start interacting with fans, because I had no idea what was going to happen. And I think when I finally, like, after doing that first episode and after my first tweet and kind of putting it out there, I think like the first day I had like 500 followers, like all Supernatural, which was really kind of cool. And I'm pretty sure 98% of my followers now are Supernatural. There's some Once Upon a Time fans, but mostly Supernatural. So I just appreciate the support, and you guys are awesome. I know very little about it. I've been learning. I've been hearing about Gishwas. I would be interested in getting involved. Someone asked me to do something last year, and I finally did it. And I tweeted a picture of me holding a mold of my face or something weird like that. And by the time I sent it back, I think I missed the deadline. So it was a total fail. A total failed attempt to get involved, but I would love to get involved and learn more about it. Misha's incredible. Like, I really admire Misha, not only for his ability as an actor and director, and he's just a great human being, and he does so many amazing things, and you know, he's involved in so many charitable organizations, and just I'm really impressed by him, so I would love to get involved somehow. So I need to talk to him probably one-on-one about it and see what he suggests. But I think I'd be into joining someone's team, if that's the way it works. What was that? You have a team? How many people are on a team? 15. Okay. I appreciate that. Yeah, well, when does it start? August. All right, we got some time. It's only 4 days. And Misha comes up with how many things to do? How many? Comes up with a list of 200-something outlandish, weird, crazy things that you should try to do to win, basically. Right? Cool. Sounds fun. Sounds great. Hi. Are you Olivia?
I am.
How are you? I'm good. It's nice to see you.
You too.
What's that?
Wasn't expecting that. What was your most memorable fan experience?
My most memorable fan experience. We had a pretty good one. Get your mind out of the gutters, people. We're professional. That didn't help. That didn't help. I won't tell everyone what our we had a very special moment. And where were we? Was that New Jersey? Yeah, it was in New Jersey. There was something about New Jersey. I went home after New Jersey. It was like very kind of emotional. It was weird. I don't know. There was a few things that happened in New Jersey that were very nice. I've had people say really sweet, unexpected things to me that have really touched my heart and memorable. I was in an elevator and I don't know if she's here. I didn't meet her, so I don't know. But I was in an elevator. I think it was in New Jersey. And it was either New Jersey or maybe it was Dallas. It was Dallas, I think, because I think my wife was there with me. And we were standing in the elevator, and it was crowded. It was packed with people. And a girl kind of looked over at me, and her eyes got kind of wide. And she touched her friend, and her friend looked over. Her friend looked over at me, and her friend just started crying. And we were on the elevator, going down. And then I was going to get off. I was like, all right. See you later. And her friend was like, are you going to be okay? And she's like, no. So that doesn't happen every day. That was very sweet. Thanks, Livia. It was nice to see you. I'll see you later.
Hi.
Hey.
So this is my first convention, and I was just wondering how was your first convention? Was there anything?
This is your first convention?
Yeah.
How's it going so far?
I mean, it's great. It's just started, but it's really fun.
It's pretty cool, huh? Who else is here for the first time ever? That's great. That's pretty good. I assume because it's the first one in Houston, right? So there's a lot of you guys haven't been willing to do the drive to Dallas so far. Well, I'm glad. Welcome to you and anyone else that's here for the first time. Hopefully you're in for a good weekend. You're either going to have a great time or you're going to be sorely disappointed. I'm not sure. But we're going to do our best. And Jared and Denson are going to be here on Sunday, so that's a guarantee. So you might as well hang out and put up with us until then. My first convention was in DC, I believe it was last May. Thank you. Yeah, I'll never forget walking through the curtain and coming out for the first time in DC, and everyone stood up and cheered, and it was just like, what is going on? This is crazy. And I had a great time, I had a great weekend, and that was my first convention. At the time, it was my own, I was only scheduled to do one. It was like, all right, we're gonna try this guy out. Like, they didn't even pick me up at the airport. Like, it's the truth. It's the truth. I got off the plane and I was like, I don't have a ride? So I called them, they're like, oh no, you just get a cab or whatever. All right, we'll reimburse you. Which they did, they reimbursed me, but then I was on my own getting back to the airport when I was done. But then a few days later they called and they invited me back to more, so I was really excited about that. Now they what? Yes, now they pick me up. They do. It's amazing. They take care of all of that. They take care of all of that. It's really nice. All right. I'm gonna hold you to that. Hopefully it won't happen again. Well, I hope you have fun. I'll see you later. Hey.
Hi. So I know that the Men of Letters didn't really think very well of hunters in general. What do you think Henry would have thought of how his son and his grandkids have turned out?
How do I think about how they've turned out? I mean, from what I've experienced so far, no, I think Henry's pretty disappointed to find out that his son and his grandsons are hunters. I mean, hunters are apes, right? Hunters are apes. He's not happy about that, but I think that he does love them, even though he has a hard time showing it, and he doesn't really have much of a relationship with his grandsons at all up to this point. And only a very short relationship with his son, It ended when his son was very young. So I think he longs to reconnect with his son, and I'm hoping at some point maybe the writers will get around to that. I know they got a lot of great ideas, but I mean, really? Like, can there be that many ideas that are better than Henry reuniting with John and the boys and like working that out? That would be a lot of fun to explore. So we'll see. Thank you.
Hello. What was your first day like on set?
My first day on set, my first day on set was actually, I didn't shoot that day. I flew in and I went straight to set to wardrobe to get fitted for the blue suit, which was pretty cool because, again, like Supernatural does things better than most shows I've worked on. Like, they actually built a suit for me. I mean, they like tailored it for me, and it was awesome. And so I went and did the measurements and met everybody, and they fitted me for the suit, and that was really cool. And then I think Jared was off that day, but Jensen was there, and so they were like, yeah, Jensen's outside, he'd love to meet you, and so they took me outside, and I'd never met Jensen before. I think, I used to see him around for a second, when we were in our early 20s, and then his career just kind of... Well, he got Supernatural, yeah, so that helped. But I didn't know him personally, so I went out and I met Jensen, and obviously I know the guys are both from Texas, as am I, and so we hit it off right away, and I chatted with him for a little bit, and that was really cool, and he made me feel so welcome, and then my first day of shooting, I'm trying to remember what we did exactly on my first day. It's a little bit of, it's been a couple of years now, so I'm trying to remember, but I'm sure I was a little nervous, wanted to do a good job. Usually I have like a little bit of first day jitters on a new show, because you don't know anyone. You want to do a good job. You want the whole week to go well. I also had a lot of work to do on that episode. I mean, compared to guest stars on other shows that I've been on, that was a lot. Like, Henry was in pretty much every scene, It was a really fun episode for me to shoot, but it was a lot of work. So I was really focused on what I was doing. And the guys were great, they made me feel very welcome, and I think they obviously, as you guys know, they have a lot of fun, but they also know when to kind of like, you know, they knew when to kind of leave me alone, let me do my thing, and they're very respectful of that sort of thing. But I think my first day was probably, from what I remember, was just hanging out with the guys in the Impala, you know, which is a pretty cool way to start. Thank you. Hey.
Hi. Just wanted to say welcome home.
Thank you.
And just out of curiosity, since a lot of us here are native, what do you like to do when you come home? What do you do in Houston for fun?
What do I do when I come home? Well, you know, I'm from Angleton, where I grew up, and my parents still live in the house that I grew up in. So I like to go home and just kind of relax and be with the family and hang out. And if it's, you know, it's football season, we're definitely watching football, and we like to go out to eat. What's that?
Still a Texans fan.
Still a Texans fan. Absolutely. I still believe we're right there. It's so close.
She called JJ while
Go Patriots. Come on now. You can't bring that. You can't bring that here. Especially right now. Krista pipe down. Texans are they're getting there. I'm still rooting for them. I grew up a Houston Oilers fan, and had very fond memories of going to the Astrodome with my dad. Had season tickets, and we would go like almost every home game and watch the Oilers in the Astrodome, and that was just an awesome memory of my childhood. But we like to go out and eat. You know, there's a lot of good food in Houston. Like to find some good restaurants. Tex-Mex is usually somewhere on the agenda, though I never really feel so great after eating it. I gotta be honest. Like you're always so excited to go get good Tex-Mex, and then you just like eat so much, and you walk out of there just like, I need to lay down. I think I need a nap. Kind of sweating a little bit. So we might get some Tex-Mex, but I'm gonna try to like, you know, not go crazy. Not go crazy, because if I had just eaten Tex-Mex and I had to come up here and do this, I would probably be like laying down in this chair. It'd be a very different experience for you guys. Thanks. Hey.
Hi.
Yeah! From the back, like 4 people clapped. I love it. I like Tex-Mex. Tired.
What was it like to film your own death scene?
It was very challenging. I don't think I'd ever filmed a death scene like that. I mean, I definitely had played characters who died, but to die on camera like that, I don't think I'd ever done anything like that. So that was, it was challenging. It really was, and I knew that it was like an important moment. You know, it was an important moment for the show, and you know, I wanted it to be right. So I think I definitely put some pressure on myself for it to be good, and I was happy with the way it turned out. It's challenging though. I'll be honest. Like it's challenging sometimes when you're working in that environment, because there's so much going on, you know, behind the camera that you guys don't. If it's done well, that you guys don't even think about, and you shouldn't if it's done right, you know. But there's so many people there, and there's so many people doing their job to make that moment right, and so I wanted to make sure that I did my job to make that moment right. And you know, as I said before, the guys like to have a lot of fun, and sometimes they have a little too much fun. But they knew, I think, in that moment that to kind of chill out and that they wanted it to be good too. I could tell that they really wanted it to be good, and so you know, I laid on the floor and Jared held me in his arms, caressed me. Jensen was right there, just looking at me, just looking right into those eyes. Have you looked in those eyes, Rob?
I have, but I have to be on a step or a small ladder.
Yeah. It's it's quite an experience.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys will get to experience that on Sunday.
Yeah.
Just take a deep breath. No, it was a lot of fun, and I hope me dying was good for you guys. I didn't want it to happen, but it had to happen, so I hope it worked out up to your standards. And now all I want is to come back from the dead, really.
There you go. Here's my question. Joe McKinney, are you coming to the karaoke party tonight?
Yes, I'll be here tonight for karaoke.
Joe McKinney, are you going to sing with this band tomorrow night?
I'm going to sing with these guys tomorrow night.
That's what I want to hear. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe McKinney!
His hat was
Bye, guys. Have a great day.
Wait, hold on. Still time. I gotta get the video thing. I forgot.
Okay.
Oh, vamping.
Vamping with Gil. Can you give a little hint of like what kind of smooth sounds of Gil McKinney? Sort of a
Climbing to the moon, on the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. Baby, kiss me. Joe McKinney!
God, I wish I could sing.
smooth sounds.
Lord have mercy.